What's up guys, how are you guys doing? In this video we're gonna be talking about more Sword X stuff, okay? In this video I kind of want to talk to you guys, if you guys don't know how this works, I kind of want to do a video trying to tell you guys how this specific item works right here, and that is a class shifter like item right here, okay? This one we got in the mail a while ago, and I think if you've been playing right every day and stuff like, you should have gotten it by now. So most of you probably have this item, okay, but you might not be sure on how to use it, okay? So I'll try to explain how this works, okay? So this class shifter pretty much lets you shift between two different classes, okay, which is amazing. It's not like a change class, right? It's not a normal change class. This actually lets you switch between classes while keeping all your stuff, okay? So we're going to talk about how this works, okay? So let's go to our character. The way you can use that is, if you go to your character menu and you click on classes, you get this change skill class option right here, okay? You click this and it will take you to the character that's going to be able to change your class, okay? And in this case, it's going to be Mayoi, right? So Mayoi is going to be the one that's going to help you change class, okay? But this is important, okay? So when you get to this option, do not click the first image right here, okay? Do not click the first image. This pretty much removes all of your stuff and, you know, starts you from the get-go, okay? From the beginning, if I'm not mistaken, right? You want to go for the second option right here that says retain skill, but you could change class, okay? And you click this, and then it asks you to choose between which class you guys want, okay? For me, it's gonna be a mage because I started the game with a warrior, right? So if I click the mage, I could change. Yeah, I could change a class, okay, to a mage, okay? But I'm not going to do it right now because you do need a couple of things before you are able to, you know, comfortably like switch between class, okay? So the way that the shifter class item works is when you change your class, right? When you shift your class to a different class. So right now I'm a warrior berserk, right? But if you change to a mage, what ends up happening is you're actually going to be keeping all of your item right here, all of your skills you pulled already, right? You're gonna keep them, but what the game gonna do is it will convert your skills into a mage class skill, okay? But it's gonna be randomized, okay? So it will give you the same amount, right, equivalent to what you already have. It will give you it's like a loadout, okay? So right now you could do like different loadout, right, for your skill, right? So it's gonna work similar to that, okay? When you switch class, it will give you a loadout. That's a preset like loadout that's going to be providing you with the skills you need, right, in order to progress through your stuff, right, with your new class, okay? Which is freaking amazing, okay? That's the biggest difference between using the class shifter item and just, you know, straight up just switching class, okay? And another thing you guys gonna need when you do this is you actually gonna need to have 5 different gears that is made for mages, okay? So if I switch, like if I switch now, right, all I have is a warrior class items, right, a warrior class like weapons. So if I switch these, I won't be able to utilize them, okay, because the gears in this game are specific to classes, okay? So you're gonna have to have like, you know, saved up, stored up, you know, mage class gears in order to actually utilize them, right, and equip your hero after you evolve them, right? For example, as you can see, I don't have a lot. I only have like one book right here for my mage, right? But all of my items are warrior class items, okay? So again, so just keep that in mind, right? Before changing your class, definitely make sure to have, you know, I'm saying, gears for your mage class, okay? If you are switching between like a warrior and mage, or is the other way around, right? If you are a mage and you want to switch or shift to a warrior class, then you guys make sure to save, you know, enough gears to actually equip your you know, new class and stuff like that, right? So you're gonna need to you know, have gears, okay? And but when it comes to skill and stuff, everything will be the same, right? You're gonna keep everything, of course. And then of course, when it comes to the mage, they are different, right? When you build them, you don't want any of the, you know, the physical mastery and stuff like that, right? Because again, you don't do physical damage, right? You do magic damage. So you want elemental mastery, you know, magic boost, right? Or like some, like, you know, I'm saying, like attack is universal, right? So make sure to do that as well, right? But the cool thing about this class shifter item is right here is you could actually switch between warrior and mage. Once you switch to your mage class, you can, for me in my case, right, I'm a warrior, and if I decide to shift my class into a mage, I can actually switch between those two whenever I want, which is freaking amazing, okay? So that's really, really cool, man. Like the one problem you guys might run into is of course actually gauging your mage class gears. Okay, when it comes to dungeons specifically, right, when it comes to dungeon runs, this dungeon runs actually prioritize the class you chose already. Okay, so if you complete a run, you most likely not gonna get a lot of mage class gears. Okay, so that's the only tricky part about this. So you can't really like pre-farm, like I'm saying, your gears before switching classes. You kind of have to switch class and then start farming this, because again, the drop rate for like actually guys, if you look at this, you could actually get like mage class stuff right here, but the problem is it's very rare. Okay, and I've never seen a drop that is not a warrior class drop for me personally. Okay, so it's gonna be very difficult to farm these gears without switching to mage class. Okay, because again, the drops prioritize your classes instead of other different classes. Okay, so just keep that in mind. Okay, but if you already managed to get something like that, right, if you already got like stored up like gear for your mage class, if you are a warrior, then yeah, you guys can definitely switch very easily. Okay, the only other place you guys can actually get like gears if you're a pay to win player is from here. Okay, because these guys, they sell different types of things, right? Right now I only have like warrior class gears, but if you look at like staff, shield, and stuff, orb and stuff like that, as you can see, right, people are posting stuff right here, right? So you got your item, you got your mage item right here, right? You got your mage item right here. So yeah, this is the only place you could kind of pre-farm like gears for your mage class if you are planning to switch to to switch from like a warrior class to a mage class. So that's the only issue, which is why this item kind of is kind of designed toward pay to win players for the most part. So I don't know, right? But yeah, like I said, if you guys already have like gear pre-farmed somehow, yeah, definitely, yeah, you guys can absolutely switch between classes and experiment with different builds and stuff like that, which is pretty amazing. Okay, so yeah, this item is really good, man. I don't know when I'm gonna change my class. I'm planning to try out the mage at some point, but right now we're just gonna stick with our warrior class, because hey, we are very close to like ascending as well, right? As you can see, right? This one we should be able to ascend by July 4th, if I'm not mistaken, like in 2 weeks or so, which is it's a long wait, but it's close, right? It's close. So once that stuff is unlocked, then we could everyone can ascend to conquer class, and of course your champion class as well, right? Champion 1 class. So just yeah, anyways, I figured I'd do a quick guide video on explaining on how this item works specifically, right? Because some people might not know how this works and might be contemplating about like using it or not, right? So again, right, hopefully this video helps, and yeah, thank you for watching, and of course don't forget to like and subscribe, and bye bye.